You can find Syft's transaction list by going to Analyze and then clicking on Transactions, and this will take you to the view where you can see your full transaction list as well as Clarify History. So what can we do within Transaction List? Well, Transaction List is a list of all of your transactions, and you're able to group them and filter them in different ways. So we're currently viewing it as no grouping, and when we have no grouping applied to our transaction list, we can go and choose how many we want to see, either our top 10 transactions or maybe our top 50 transactions. We could also go and group by account. So here we're looking at all of our transactions by accounts, and then we can go and filter out for just specific accounts that we would like to go and see, and then look at the transactions in those accounts. We could also group by chart of account classification. So if we click on COA classification, we can then go and select which COA classification we'd like to go and see. So perhaps we just want to go and see these two types. We can then filter those out. Next up, we could look at it in terms of source. So here we can see the different types of source documents or where these transactions came from. And then we can go and filter out for just one type of transaction. So perhaps we just want to go look at manual journals. We can then filter those out and go see the transactions that were processed using manual journals. Finally, we could look at description. So here we could go and see the different types of descriptions for our transactions, and we could go and then perhaps look at all the payments to Dawn Bellwether and see if they make sense. And then we could also go and group it by journal. So here we can go and see all the different types of journals, and we could go and filter out for one specific journal to see if that makes sense to us. So why would we be using this transaction list? Well, the transaction list gives you a better understanding of the transactions that have happened in your business. And it can be useful in terms of reviewing your team's work or transactions posted by searching using the search bar for keywords and types of transactions that are risky. For instance, you could search for entertainment or travel transactions, or keywords that could indicate fraud or bribery, such as gift, token, transaction fee, or error. So if we were to go and search for error and we found transactions, then those would be transactions that would be worth investigating further to understand what the error is or what caused that. But the keywords to look out for would depend on your local industry and the way that your business runs. We could also, as we saw earlier, go look at a specific account and look at the transactions that happened within that account to understand better and understand the reason for a movement in that account. So if there was a very large movement in a specific account, we could come and we could sort for, high to low and see what the biggest movements were. And here we could see there was a big payment from Moody Hotel, and so we could go and investigate further to understand that. We could also go and download this transaction list to Excel PDF to share with our team to investigate or test specific transactions.